turn this compressor, it's making a funny noise. What we found is, when it's running, it's not pulling any current on live 1. 9 amps on there. 9 amps on there. Negligible current, but we haven't got any volts off the contactor, so I think it's something internal in the compressor. Okay. Don't know quite what's going on here. First put them in there, we didn't have anything on there, then we've got about 3.4 ohms, and then we've got open line on them too. Don't know, something else going on. Okay, what I've done, I've put the incoming and the outgoing wires together in a 5-way Wago, just to bypass that suspectedly duff contact. You wouldn't leave it like it, but that will get one phase straight through, and the other two will go through the contactor. So let's see what it does. Well, it's not making that nasty rattling noise. Let's put in 6 amps. 5 and a bit. 5. I'm not sure whether it's got a single phase or 3-phase fan on this. It might be single phase. If it's single phase, that might account for that higher current, because it's probably full of 1.2 amps or something. Well, I was ready to condemn the compressor for the way it was sounding, because it didn't pump down very well, and then when it pumped down it wouldn't start, and I thought something mechanical had gone wrong in it with that rattling noise, but it's looking like it's a duff contactor. It's probably 25-30 years old. Okay, so we are going to need something that will do for 8 amps, 7.9 amps, plus the fan. I think it's on single phase, if I'm reading that right. So 9.5 amps-ish, 9 amps, is somewhere in that range. What have we got on here? Yeah, there we are, set between 9.5 and 10. So yeah, overload with the contactor, overloads, and auxiliary contact, crankcase heater, which needs replacing because it got shorted out. Yes. Hopefully we've got something in here suitable. BF18 is good for 10 horsepower, 3-phase. I'll see what that's a fucking big contact though. I might just match up what duty that one is. I've got one in there, maybe a BF25. I've got a 25. There we go. That'll be 15 horsepower on 3-phase. That's probably only I think the 72 was 6 horsepower. I think the 60 was 5. I think this might be a 5 horsepower. So the 18 should be big enough. It's a ZR49, and I think they did a ZR60, and then they did a ZR72, which I think was 6 horsepower, and then they did a ZR90, which was 7.5 horsepower. So I think this is 5. Even if it was 6, that one's big enough. Which would be a ZR72. Okay, got a new contactor in there. I nearly made a mistake because I got the BF18 out there, and then I'd spotted the one I got out there was a 400 volt coil, and we want 230 volts. So I got the right one on there. Something to remember to do when you fit these is to set the overloads, because it's very easy to put them on there and walk away, and then you've left them on the factory setting. I mean, this one wouldn't have been too bad because it's not 9 3/4 is what it's set to, the original one, and it comes out of the box at 9 at the lowest setting. But if it needed to be up near 14, you'd walk away and be getting called back. Right, so we have got a live in, and then we've probably got a link live which goes to do the control circuit. Live, so that's live 1, live 2, live 3, and off of live 3 they've linked that out. That one does the crankcase heater with a normally closed contact, so it's on when this is off. We've got our other wires in the bottom. I don't know why they've doubled them up. I think it might be a 3-phase fan and they've run separate wires up for the fan. And then that's the control circuit back into 96, and then 95 is already wired. They have a little pin ready to go in there that you can snip off if you don't want to use it, if you want to use your own link wire. So that's that done. So if we get our clamp meter set on amps, that was the one that was giving us trouble. 6 amps, 5.3, 5.4. It might be single phase fan, I'm not sure. It might be 3-phase. Might be their voltage, isn't it, that equal? They might have a bit more voltage on one phase than the other, and that pushes the current up a bit, I think. Anyway, it will either survive or it will die in the next few days. You never know with these whether the contactor's got bad through old age and then they can damage the motor, or if the motor's been pulling too much current and that's damaged the contactor. But yeah, you can see that's burnt there. And when I pulled those two wires out on that side, they'd actually melted together. The insulation had melted slightly, so it can get hot. I dare say if we pull that apart, inside there, yeah, you can see the burn marks on the top. Find all the contacts burnt away. But certainly better for the customer if it's just a contactor. Because if he had a new compressor, he'd be having a new contactor anyway. Got all my lights set up. I've got the Sealy one, my Milwaukee one there, and I've got this thing here, another Milwaukee one. Getting old. I need light or I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to pump it down because initially when the fault came in I thought it was the LP switch not turning off soon enough. Because if they go out of adjustment and pull the system down in the vacuum, the compressor's getting noisy when they're running in the vacuum, and a similar sort of noise it was making just now. It's that sort of rattling noise you get, like something's loose in the top of the compressor. It might be the check valve chattering away. Yeah, what are we running at? About 3 bar, 40 psi. Quite a big evaporator on there, so it probably takes a while to pump all the liquid out. It's coming down now. Rattly now, it's coming down to about 10 psi, so that wants to be cutting off. There we go. And bearing's a little bit noisy in that fan. Right, cut back in. PS of 35, 40. Sorry. Back on, 6 amps again. That a success, I think. When I've finished, before we leave, I usually go around and just sort of check I've done up things that I've had undone, so they're all tight. I'll check around the box, make sure there's no wires poking out, the switch is on. There's some tools here, there's no tools left. Maybe the old contact, so the customer will have a look at it. We get our torch. Hopefully that'll live to cool another day.